What's going on, guys? Welcome to House Edge. My name is Burke. I got with me my boy Rob. This is our new channel, and what we intend to do with this channel, a little sports betting talk show. Today we got for you an NFL futures show. We're going to talk about some win totals, talk about some season awards, and then we'll also throw in some college football too, since we got some games this weekend. But normally what our format's going to be is we're going to have a Thursday, Friday show. We're going to talk some college football at the beginning. We're going to talk NFL. We're going to build some parlays, some props. And then we're going to have a Monday show where we're going to recap our plays from the weekend, talk some Monday night football more in depth than we talked about the NFL and the college games over the weekend. And yeah, that's how we plan on running this. So you want to get right into it, Rob?
Yeah, it's really good to be here with you, man. Here, Burke. Since we met back in Penn State, let's get it done. Let's make these bets and win people some money.
Hope so. That's the goal. All right. So first, we'll talk about the AFC win totals. So we made 3 picks each, over or under their win totals, and we got some reasons why. So first off, we got the Jaguars for you, Rob. You want to go a little bit in depth of why you got the Jaguars over their win total of 9.5 this year?
Well, I went through the Jaguars season. I got them 14-3. I think we see Trevor Lawrence take a big step with Doug Peterson this year. Their defense will be improved. So 14-3, that gives you plenty of buffer on that 9.5. I'm even willing to say that I'm over maybe 2 or 3, but we still gonna hit.
Yeah, I'm looking through their schedule right now, and it looks like they got 7 just completely cakewalks, games that I wouldn't question they're going to win at all. So, I mean, 3 games on top of that out of the contested ones, I don't think that's going to be really hard to do.
And by far the weakest division in football right now.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they play the Colts twice, they play the Texans twice, and they play the Titans twice. Titans are the only one that's going to give them any trouble out of those 3, and I don't even think they're going to give them much trouble.
Yeah, I'll give one division team just stealing a game just on familiarity, but they'll go 5-1, 6-0 in that division.
Yeah, and they play the Falcons. They got a tough one at the Bills, at home against the Chiefs. Those are tough. At the Browns, I think they'll win that. At the Buccaneers, who I think might be one of the bottom feeders this year in the league, and we'll get to them later. Game at home against the Panthers late in the season. Rookie quarterback there. So Jaguars over 9.5. I'm tailing you as well with that. Last year, the Jaguars got 9 wins, and I think it was their come-up year. This year, they're going to start the season a lot stronger than they did last year. Get to those 10 wins. All right. Next on the list, we have a pick that we both share. This is probably a popular one. Jets over their win total of 9.5 as well this year. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, they made some pickups at wide receiver. They got Garrett Wilson coming back, who had a pretty breakout year last year. They signed Dalvin Cook, even though I don't think he's going to be the one running back. They got Breece Hall as well. They got a pretty high-powered offense.
Yeah, and after a pretty average year for Aaron Rodgers, maybe a terrible year for his standards, you got to think that he's going to bounce back, give us something closer to his MVP level.
Do you think he's getting old, though? I think he might be getting old, but I mean, against the Patriots,
that team's going to be led by the defense.
True, they got Sauce Gardner running no-fly zones out there. Yeah, I think the Jets they got a really tough first half of the schedule. They play the Bills, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, at the Broncos, and the Eagles. So, I mean, I could see them losing every single one of those games. I could see them losing every one of those games, but then I think they win all the rest of their games. They play the Patriots in that stretch. Then they play the Patriots again, Giants, Raiders, Falcons, Dolphins, Texans. These
So
are
who do you have them losing to?
I could see them losing at the Cowboys early season game. At home against the Chiefs, I could see that happening. I could see them losing at the Broncos, and I could see them losing at home against the Eagles.
Yeah, I'll give you all those games except that Denver game. Yeah, I don't think Denver's going to be any good this season. But yeah, that's one pick that we disagree on.
Yeah, yeah, we'll get to that as well. I think that might be our next one to talk about. But I mean, the second half of their schedule is just so cupcake, man. Their last 7 games are at home Dolphins, at home Falcons, at home Texans, away Dolphins, at home Commanders, away Browns, and away Patriots. Like all these are going to be at best 500 teams, in my
Yeah,
opinion. Some of them are going to be bottom feeders. So yeah, Jets over 9.5 wins is our second pick. And then Rob, you have the Texans under 6.5 as your third pick. You want to get into that one?
yeah. As I said before, when talking about Jacksonville, we have Houston, who is the worst team in the AFC South. I got them finishing last in that division.
Rookie
Uh,
quarterback.
Rookie quarterback. I mean, you spend too much capital to get a defensive player. Maybe he pans out, but it's definitely not going to do good for them in this year. I have them winning 3 games, and I'm not even really sure where those 3 games come from. Maybe they'll beat
Probably their
Arizona.
division.
They'll probably beat Tennessee one time, maybe one time on the Colts. But other than that, oh no, they'll probably beat Tampa Bay. They'll beat Tampa Bay.
They do play Tampa Bay, yeah. But I mean, even with 4 wins, you're still you got a cushion of 2 more wins for them to win before they get to the 7 that their line's at. But it's juiced. It's minus 142. So maybe it'll be good to parlay the minus 144 Jags with the minus 142 Texans.
I think we're cooking
Some
up
better
something.
value.
I would take that.
We'll
Those are
see.
both locks.
Yeah. I don't disagree with any of your picks for the AFC here. I mean, I'm with you on the Jets completely, and I think I'm going to tell you on the Jags and the Texans. I think I'm going to parlay those together. All right.
Yeah.
For my first pick was the Jets over 9.5 as well. We'll skip that. And my next is the Browns under 9.5 picks this year. The Browns, I think they're completely overrated. I mean, Nick Chubb is a beast. They're going to completely rely on him, but Deshaun Watson hasn't really thrown many footballs in live action games in the last 2 years. I mean, I'm not going to trust him in AFC North competition.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough division. And I'm with you. I don't think that the Deshaun Watson that played in for the Texans is ever going to walk through the door in Cleveland. I think he's a shell of himself now. Those year and a half off, it's just going to be too much for him to overcome. And I really don't like the roster outside of him
Yeah.
either. So I would take you with that under 9.5.
Mm-hmm. It's just too many wins for in that division at least. I mean, you're playing the Bengals twice, and it looked like from some videos we saw yesterday that Joe Burrow's practicing again. That's a good sign. I actually changed some of my picks for this show based off of that. They play the Ravens twice, who if Lamar stays healthy, they're always a contender. And the Steelers twice. I'm not high on Kenny Pickett. I know you're not high on him either, but they did finish last season winning. So I don't know if it was 7 out of their last 8, something like that. I mean, that's in the right direction. Mike Tomlin's just a good coach, man. His teams always win.
Yeah. He's trying to hold on to that 8-8 record.
Yeah. You think he gets it this year? I think he gets
No,
it.
I don't think he gets it.
I
I
think
don't
they're
think
going to
they
get 9 wins.
I would have to look over the Steelers schedule again. I don't know if that what was their win total?
I need to see. I think it was something around there, like 8.5, seven. No, it wasn't 7.5. I think it was 8.5. So they're projected to finish last in the division. I got Browns
Yeah.
below them.
I mean, one team has Deshaun Watson, who is somewhat proven, and the other person has Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
But that Steelers defense is insane, and TJ Watt will be back. So I don't know. At 8.5, assuming the line's at 8.5, I don't know if that's enough buffer for me. I wouldn't take that
Yeah,
over.
exactly. I'm no shot. I mean, I think they're going to get exactly 9 wins. It's not a play for me. And last for my picks, I got the Broncos over 8.5. You completely disagree with this pick, but I think Sean Payton comes in there and he turns his team around. I think Nathaniel Hackett might have been one of the dumbest coaches of all time. Like I just remember last year, it was the Monday night game that the Manning brothers were commentating when I saw probably the worst time management I've seen in my entire life from that head coach. And it cost them the game. It literally cost them the game. The Manning brothers had no idea, no idea what they were watching. Peyton, I think he walked off at some point.
The Denver fans were counting down the play clock all season.
They had
So I do
Patrick
give you that
Starr.
one. They are going to get a massive improvement on coaching.
Yeah, massive improvement on coaching. I think their wide receiver core is a little bit healthier, even though I don't really trust them that much. Jerry Jeudy just needs to, I mean, he's an athlete. He just needs to kind of go off, and Russell needs to deliver.
I love the defense. The offense is where the questions lie for me. I don't know if Russell can still get it. Jerry Jeudy, I like Jerry Jeudy, but
Sean's offensive minded.
Sutton, I'm done drafting Sutton in
Yeah.
fantasy again. Like,
Who's it?
so
Tim Patrick's hurt for the year, isn't he? He got injured at practice, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't
It's
even know
sad.
that. So that's even
Yeah, let me look this up.
worse for their wide receiver core.
Yeah, he did sign an extension. Let me look up injury. Yeah, to miss entire 2023 season due to a torn right ACL. So there's that.
Yeah, there goes your man to stretch the field.
Yeah, they have a Penn State wide receiver, don't they? Don't they have KJ Hamler?
I don't think KJ Hamler's still on that team. I think he might have.
He
Did
is
he
a
get
free
cut?
agent. They dropped him.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it was a month ago they dropped him. Oh well.
We'll get better Penn State products in there.
Yeah, I still think they win 8.5. You got the Chargers winning more than them. I just got them as a better team than the Chargers this year. Simply put.
Yeah, no way that they're a better team than the Chargers.
All right, we'll see. I'm still taking Broncos over 8.5 minus 108. Let's move on to the NFC. Rob, you got as your first pick the Vikings over 8.5. I mean, they easily cleared this last year. I think they had, what was it? The Vikings had 13 wins last year. They got them at 8.5 now. Why do you think Vegas has them so low compared to last year?
That's what I just don't get. Like, they win 13 games. I can't think of any glaring departures. You get rid of Adam Thielen on the offense, but you bring in Jordan Addison.
Dalvin
Get rid of
Cook.
Dalvin Cook, but I got Alexander Madison. He played really well when called upon.
Yeah, and I think
Uh,
running backs are unfortunately for them pretty replaceable in the league. So, I mean, it kind of sucks for them. They have one of the hardest jobs and get paid the least because they're so replaceable, but it is what it is.
yeah.
It's a business.
So I'll take that 8.5. That's an easy 8.5. I'm looking at their schedule right now. I think they'll have problems with Cincinnati, the Eagles, but I think that'll be a good game. Maybe they can sneak that one out.
They hate each other, man. And it's a Thursday night
Chargers.
game.
I mean, the Chiefs.
You
I
think
got to
the
move to the
Hold on,
Chiefs.
hold on. You think the Vikings are gonna go into Philly on Thursday night in the middle of September when it's like still pretty warm outside. Everybody's willing to go out and fuck with them. And you think they're going to win.
I said it'll be a good game. I think the Eagles in that one, but I think it'll be a good game. I think they'll challenge. Maybe ball flies their way. But yeah, if I had to take a straight money line bet on that, I'm taking the Eagles all day. But I'm not seeing any other. I'm not seeing much else that I'm scared of on this schedule. Yeah.
I
49ers, I think that's a win. They'll beat Green Bay. They'll beat Atlanta, New Orleans,
I can see them
Denver.
beating the 49ers. Eight and a half is a very low number, but they do have a pretty tough schedule, dude. I think the Lions will take at least one of the two off them.
Oh yeah, okay. We'll give the Lions a game.
They might sweep Green Bay. I don't think they win in Cincinnati. Uh, I got them losing to Denver. I don't know. You don't got that either.
Absolutely not.
They'll beat the 49ers. Chiefs, tough game. At least it's at home for them.
I mean, okay. I'm just looking at it in blocks. They'll start the first 4 weeks. I got them coming out of that. Though 2 wins.
Okay.
Next four, you come out of that with 3.
Okay. I can see that.
Atlanta, New Orleans, Denver, Chicago. Can they not win all those games?
Say they lose one of them to Denver. That
Okay,
still
let's say
puts them at 8. And then they got to win just one against the Vikings to put them at 9. Or against the Packers and one against the Lions. And they play the Raiders
yeah.
also in that. Okay.
Give me Vegas, Cincinnati, Detroit, Green Bay, Detroit, and I only have to win one game.
Yeah.
I'll take that bet.
For sure. I'm with you there. You've convinced me. I'll tell you on the Vikings. The number's just too low. That should be 9.5 at least, maybe 10.5.
Yeah. I don't know where Vegas is getting 8.5 from.
Yeah. Okay.
Dalvin Cook's worth a lot to Vegas.
There's no way any running back is worth that much. I'm sorry. You need your offensive line to block for you no matter how good of a running back you are.
Yeah. Next up, we have your pick from you with the Cardinals of under 4.5.
Cardinals under 4.5. Yeah, I think this might be one of the worst teams in the league. That trade that they had with the Giants recently for Isaiah Simmons just tells me they're in tank mode. They're in Bengals pre-Joe Burrow mode, right? So there's 2 different ways to run a franchise. You either go for broke like the Rams and the Buccaneers did, and then you're going to have a bunch of rebuilding years that completely suck, or you're going to slowly build up and make your fans suffer like the Bengals, and then maybe you'll win a few Super Bowls in a row, and then some dude named Patrick Mahomes comes along, ruins everything. But anyway, Cardinals, looking at their schedule, man, I see them only having 3 or 4 games that they are competitive in, right? So if their number is at 4.5, I am easily taking that.
Yeah, the more and more we talk about it, I'm starting to think that I need to be on this bet with you. Because also, I'm hearing words that the Cardinals may not even play Kyler Murray when he comes back. They want Caleb Williams.
The guy's more concerned about Call of Duty than football anyway, so they just need to give him a skin.
Yeah, 4.5. That might be tough. That might be tough for them. I like that bet. I think it's a good call for you.
Yeah, it's minus 142 as well, so Vegas agrees. Which another minus 142 that we want to talk about, the Bucks under 6.5 as well. Rob, what do you think about this? This is one of your picks.
I think that American sports has been getting MVP wrong forever. The MVP of every year should be Tom Brady and LeBron James, and this is why I'm betting on the Bucks. Tom Brady leaves, that team is going to be in complete disarray. I have them going 1-16. I can't find many games on their schedule that I think they'll be competitive in. I think 6.5 is easy under.
They play in an easy conference or division. They're going to get the Falcons twice a year. They're going to get the Saints twice a year. They're going to get the Panthers twice a year. I see them winning maybe 2 of those 6 games. Maybe.
So
If
now we got to
that.
find other 4.
And
They're
their
not
out of
beating
conference
Minnesota.
games are not that easy. They got the Jaguars. They got the 49ers. They got the Lions. They got the Bills. They got the Vikings, Eagles. I'm with you here. 6.5. No way. Bucks under 6.5. The next I got, this is the only plus money play out of the group. Saints over 9.5. I don't know. I think Derek Carr, change of environment, some different guys to throw to. I think he kind of does well in New Orleans. What do you think?
Um, I didn't watch too much of the Saints last year. I do know that I'm generally Derek Carr is below average. Maybe, but they have a really good defense, so they can squeak out some games. 9.5, it's a little too high for me. Um, I would lean under on that 9, but I think it's a solid bet.
I mean, I'm just going off of how easy their out of conference schedule is as well as their in conference schedule, right? I think they can take 4 games off the Panthers and the Falcons. And then they also play the Buccaneers twice, right? They can win every
Yeah, they play
division
them.
game, right? I can see them winning every division game, maybe dropping 1, right? Let's put them
I
at
don't,
5.
but to win every division game, you got to be a really strong team because teams are going to beat you just off because they know you. You know, they play you a lot.
Who was
All
even
those division
starting at
games.
quarterback for the Falcons? Is it Desmond Ritter?
Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter.
Okay, I got them losing both games against the Saints. I got Bryce Young losing both games against the Saints defense. And I also have Baker Mayfield losing both games against the Saints defense. I can see them seriously sweeping the division.
Yeah. Though, I mean, my Bucks pick tells you that I believe they can beat the
Yeah.
Bucks twice.
That puts them at 6. And then they also play the Texans, the Colts. Their other division matchup is the AFC South. This team gets to play the NFC South and the AFC South this year. Do you realize how much of a cakewalk their schedule is?
Now that when you say it like that, when you say it like that,
They play the Colts, the Texans, and who's the other really trash team from that division?
well, they got to play the Jaguars. That's a loss.
That's a loss. I can see that. They also play the
Titans.
Rams, by the way, and the Titans and the Packers. These are cakewalks, Rob. They're playing so many rookie quarterbacks. It's kind of crazy. They're playing CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Desmond Ritter, Jordan Love.
Okay, you got me convinced. I'm putting that on my plays.
Nice.
There's
Good
a lot
sell
of
job.
rookie quarterbacks. That defense is very solid.
It's
You
too
only
much.
it's 18 games now, right?
Yeah,
You got to win about half.
there are too many cakewalks in their schedule. Too many easy teams, which they could get complacent is my only concern, right? You play all these trash teams, you're going to turn into a trash team. Anyway, it's also plus money. That's why I want to take it.
Great value.
That actually, I lied, was not our only plus money play. We have one more plus money play. It's from you. The Falcons under 8.5. I like this play a lot. You want to tell us why you like it?
I see a team that, though they have a defensive minded coach, but I'm not even sure they have a defensive identity. Desmond Ritter at quarterback, there's nothing to be happy about. They're the only team in the NFL, I believe, that runs more than they pass, which is just a failure.
That's not how you're going to win in today's NFL.
In a passing league. So at 8.5 games, I'm going to take them on the under.
Yeah, I think most important thing for Atlanta this year is make sure Bijan Robinson doesn't get hurt. Have him split time with Tyler Algiers. I think you're going to have a pretty mid-season this year. I'm sorry. Nobody is getting anywhere with Desmond Ritter at the helm in today's football unless he made some incredible leap this offseason that, I mean,
I don't think they sell steroids that strong.
Yeah, I mean, he was a bottom 5 quarterback last year. I mean, he also, let me get this straight, did not get a chance until very late in the season, even though Marcus Mariota was struggling. Maybe he should have gotten a chance earlier, but I mean, he didn't showcase anything special too when he did get that chance.
Atlanta thinks they can be the 49ers and just load up your offense with weapons and have no one to throw it to them.
Yep.
I also will be fading the 49ers all year.
I
Brock
I don't
Purdy.
have a problem with that. Yeah. Brock Purdy, I think last year, I mean, he just was put into a perfect environment. That was a plug and play system. If you could throw a football, it would work. They just actually ran out of guys that could throw a football, unfortunately.
Go Birds.
All right. And my last pick, our last pick in the win totals category, I got the Rams under 6.5. This bet is based off some articles I saw that this team in training camp is completely disjointed. Matthew Stafford is not on the same page with his receivers at all. He feels like he can't connect with them. And I didn't play a lot of football growing up, but I feel like receiver quarterback chemistry is pretty important, especially in a league like this. If you got no chemistry with your receivers, you're not going to put any points up on the board. I don't think Aaron Donald by himself can get it done on defense with the size of his contract. Rams easily under the 6.5. I think they're a 3-win team this year.
I agree with you. That's a good pick. I thought I saw yesterday that Cooper Kupp had a setback on his hamstring injury. He won't be ready for week one. That leaves them without. I mean, they're not. They don't have many weapons on the wide receiver core at this point. That leaves them with Van Jefferson as their starting wide receiver one.
They also have a hard schedule, man. I mean, we got 49ers twice. They got the Bengals on here, Seahawks twice, the Ravens. They play the NFC North. I mean, the AFC North. So they're playing all of the AFC North. They're playing the Eagles. They're also playing the NFC East. So they play the Eagles
Mm.
and the Cowboys. It's a tough
Yeah,
schedule for
that's
the
rough.
Rams.
That's rough. Yeah, I don't think they'll make that out of that with 6 wins. I like that play from you.
Yep. All right. That concludes our win totals. As a recap, we have in the AFC the Jets over 9.5, Jaguars over 9.5, and the Texans under 6.5 from Rob. I also have the Jets over 9.5, Browns under 9.5, and the Broncos over 8.5. While in the NFC, Rob's got the Vikings over 8.5, Bucks under 6.5, and the Falcons under 8.5. And I have the Cardinals under 4.5, Saints over 9.5, Rams under 6.5. Parlay them, play them straight, whatever you want to do. I'm playing mostly straight, except those two, the Jags Texans parlay that I talked about.
Yes, I think I'll tell you on that Jags Texans parlay. That's a absolute lock. I'm even thinking about maybe you've convinced me so heavily about these Browns. I might throw the Browns in with a parlay on the Saints.
Okay, that'll pay a lot too. I might do a Rams Cardinals under parlay as well. Hope those teams lose every single week. Rams Cardinals Bucks under parlay.
That's something I can get behind. Scratch
The
everything
odds
else I
on
said.
that.
That's the that's the one.
All right, moving on. Now let's talk about our conference and Super Bowl champions. Rob, who you got for your conference picks?
Okay, so guys, we went with 2 picks in every conference. On the NFC, I'm going with the Eagles and the Vikings. For my wins total, I'm got the Vikings being pretty well this year, and at a plus 1200 is a great value in the NFC. To be honest, I really don't see anyone coming out of the NFC other than the Eagles. My strongest pick would be the Eagles. That division is just going to be. The Eagles had the best team in football last year. They won the draft, bringing everyone back. Plus 350 for Eagles is my main play.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the NFC, I can only see the Eagles, the Lions, or the Cowboys making it to the Super Bowl. I have the Eagles and the Cowboys. I didn't see enough done in the offseason by any of these teams to be able to make a leap to jump the Eagles. I also have the Eagles as my. Yeah, I think I would take the Cowboys over the Eagles just because I think Micah has a breakout year and Dak kind of gets it on track, reels in those interceptions. But I could easily see the Eagles making it as well.
I like the Cowboys. I can't trust. I just don't trust the star once playoff time comes around. Uh,
He
Show
doesn't have the
dynasty.
experience winning there, unfortunately. All right. And the AFC, which both of our Super Bowl champs are in the AFC, we have the same picks making it out of the AFC. The Bengals at plus 550 and the Chiefs at plus 350. I just see these two teams running this division for a long time, man. I mean, Joe Burrow versus Pat Mahomes, it's great
It's
for the
Peyton and
NFL.
Tom Brady.
Yeah. The NFL wants to see it. We want to see it. Just keep showing me it, right? This is the only team that's been able to challenge Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, right? They're still
Yeah.
3-1 against them, but I'll be reminding everybody of that until it goes downhill from there. But you
Yeah,
have
we
the
got.
Chiefs, right, as your Super Bowl champ?
Yep, Patrick Mahomes. I'm going with the Golden Boy. I think we'll see our first back-to-back Super Bowl champ in maybe the last 20 years. I am worried about that defense. Chris Jones is still holding out, but hopefully he returns mid-season and they can get that locked and loaded for the playoffs. But Patrick Mahomes, I got Patrick Mahomes as my MVP pick this year. Once you got Patrick Mahomes on your team, you can win the Super Bowl. As simple as that.
Yeah, I can see that 100%. I mean, that dude can make anything happen. I just got done watching the quarterback documentary as well. You can just tell there's an intensity difference between him, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota. Just he's on a different level from them. The
Can we
way he
talk? Did
trains
no
all of it.
one else want to do the quarterback show? How did Marcus Mariota make it on there?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a bunch of quarterbacks declined it this year. I'm pretty sure Joey B is going to be on next year's one, but I don't know about anybody else.
Okay, I didn't even know they were going to do a series. I got to check that out.
Yep, it's pretty good. But alluded to my Super Bowl champion, I have the Bengals winning it this year, ending the never-ending drought. Right, I dealt with the first 25 years of my life not seeing a single playoff win. We've gotten over that hump, and I think this is a Super Bowl winning team. They have guys taking pay cuts to come back. We have Orlando Brown coming from the Chiefs to the Bengals and taking a pay cut. I think the Bengals get it done this year at plus 1,000. My bet's already in.
I just want to see the Bengals. I want to see Joe Burrow behind a solid offensive line. They brung in guys to help out that offensive line. Hopefully, it works out
It,
because
it was
yeah,
solid last year. It held up until the first playoff game that they played. And I
I don't
think
want to know what
three
to
guys dropped. Three guys dropped from that played all year. Three guys dropped, and then it was toast.
Yeah,
Anyway, that brings us to our MVP. You already alluded that you have Patrick Mahomes winning the MVP. And I mean, I got the Bengals winning it over the Chiefs. Joey B is my MVP. I don't see anybody except a quarterback winning the MVP for a while. Doesn't matter
absolutely. Yeah,
what kind of numbers you put up.
it's a quarterback award. It's a quarterback award. It's narrative based on your team. I think the Chiefs are going to be one of the best teams in football. And Patrick Mahomes is the NFL golden child. So I'm going to take that plus 600 to the bank.
Yeah, I
Patrick
can
Mahomes.
easily see that happening. But I'll take Joey B plus 700. Tied with
The
Josh
homer
Allen
pick.
for some reason. Josh Allen is not winning that award. The Bills are also winning nothing this year.
Yeah. I think last year showed that we can stop having the conversation of Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He's in another tier.
It's the Bengals and the Chiefs match up too well against the Bills. At least last year we saw that. All right. Moving on. Offensive player of the year. We got a repeat. Both of us have the same pick. Justin Jefferson. I mean, the guy's insane. And Kirk's going to have to sling it to him, especially without Dalvin Cook there now. He might be even getting more targets.
Yep. I don't think Alexander Madison is the wide receiver that Dalvin Cook is, though he is a pass catcher. So Kirk Cousins will be looking at Justin Jefferson even more than last year. I have their team finishing in a good place at the end of this season. So I'm going with Justin Jefferson as my offensive player of the year, number one pick in fantasy. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, as long as he doesn't get hurt, I can see this easily happening. I also have his uh season total yards over as well. The 13.99 on Prize Picks. Defensive player of the year. Who you got, Rob?
I'm going with a homer pick, Micah Parsons from the Penn State
He's the
University.
favorite, isn't he?
Yeah, he was a favorite. He was a favorite. Plus 400 at the favorite.
You could easily
I
see
have
that happening.
no real
Easily.
reasoning, just a homer pick.
Yeah. I mean, he had an incredible year last year. And you like if you just watch him, if you just zone in on him when the Cowboys are on defense, like this guy puts in unbelievable effort every single play. It's crazy. But I got TJ Watt, comeback year. He's already said he's going to try to break the 22.5 sack record. I think he does break it. And I think he
There's
wins
no
Defensive Player of the Year, plus 800.
there's no way that he gets 22 sacks this year.
I'm pretty sure, doesn't he hold the record?
TJ Watt?
I think he tied the record. 22.5 is the Michael Strahan record, actually. Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, TJ Watt got 21.5 in
21.
2021, dude. He's coming back, and I think he can beat that record.
That's going to be a hard one. I would love to see it. If he does, I mean, that plus 800 is a cash for
Oh,
you.
dude, he might actually break it because they have more games in the season now. He got 21.5 with less games in the season. You got to remember that.
I think I would wait another year of full health before we go on the sack record hunt.
I'll take him a plus 800. Hopefully it pays out. All right. Next, we got the coach of the year. You got Doug Peterson. You want to tell us why?
Plus 2,000 Doug Peterson. Let's start with there, by the way. Jacksonville is going to make a big leap. They got Trevor Lawrence. It is Peyton Manning reincarnated with better footwork. They'll win that division.
Calvin Ridley coming back, mad that he got suspended for betting.
I got Travis Etienne. I'm rocking with the Jaguars.
That's a good offense, man.
Make some noise this year, and Doug Peterson is going to be congratulated with that coach of the year.
Then Josh Allen on defense is an absolute beast, dude.
Yeah.
I think they could make some noise this year. They win their division easy. They make it to the playoffs easy.
Yeah. They'll win the division.
Yeah. I just think it might be a little bit too easy and they won't give it to Doug. You know, like they play a pretty cupcake schedule.
I'm hoping the narrative swing my way.
Which is why I got Sean Payton, the Denver Broncos, to leave Russell Wilson over the Chargers to a wild card spot and make it to the playoffs.
Is that
with
enough
10 wins.
to get a coach of the year? That's the only question.
I think because of the turnaround from last year and how little the team actually changed, I think he might actually get it.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that reasoning.
If not, Dan Campbell's going to make it to the playoffs and he's easily going to win it.
The Lions are going to be good this year.
I think they make the playoffs. I could almost see him finishing over the Vikings.
No chance.
Okay. All right. Next, we got Rookie of the Year. We have the same pick for this one as well. Anthony Richardson. I mean, I was saying this before the draft last year. I think he's going to be the best quarterback out of the draft. And the Colts seemed like they were the most confident plugging him into their offense and declaring him their starter. I think he's going to have a pretty good rookie season and walk away with this award as a quarterback.
Yes, I think that he'll really take this step. What the fuck's wrong with my camera? Yeah, so I got Anthony Richardson It's a homer pick as a Colts fan. We got the most electric quarterback coming out in this class this year.
Lots of homer picks. All right. To recap our season awards picks for MVP, Rob has Patrick Mahomes plus 600. I got Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals at plus 700. Offensive player of the year, same pick, Justin Jefferson at plus 1400. That's just too good value to pass up on the best player in the league right now. Defensive player of the year, Micah Parsons for Rob at plus 450, and TJ Watt for me, breaking the sack record at plus 800. Coach of the year, Doug Peterson at plus 2,000 for Rob, and Sean Payton at plus 1,400 for me, and a share pick of Anthony Richardson for the rookie of the year at plus 800. Moving on, I mean, anything else you want to talk about for the NFL at this point?
My early edge is the Chiefs on the spread this Thursday, but more to come in the next week.
Okay, who are the Chiefs playing week 1?
Lions.
The Lions. I think I might go straight up against you on this one. What's the spread?
I believe it's 5.5. Let me double check that.
They're 5.5 favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would take that bet straight up with you. I think the Lions come out swinging this year.
We are looking at this computer rolls up.
I'm seeing it's even going up to 6.5. I'm taking the Lions easily at that number. I would have taken them at 5.5 too.
A touchdown, it makes it a little scary.
That's a lot of points. For opening week, you don't know what's gonna happen opening week.
Yeah. We'll see what I finally come up with in this on the next show.
All right, Rob, you got anything else for the people?
No more picks today. Let's lock all these in. We'll see how it goes next week. Hopefully we're 2-0 in these college picks, and we see some progress after next week in the NFL.
Yep. So next show we'll be recording Tuesday or Wednesday, and we'll hope to release it Thursday, sometime before noon, so you guys can see before Thursday night football and the season opener. I'm so excited football's back.
Yeah, it's a good day, man. No more trying to fill my Sundays and Saturdays.
Yeah, man, the dog days of the summer are over. Just one more, and I like that college has spread it out between Saturday and Sunday this week. We're not gonna have any more weekends without football. It's good to be back.
Good to be back.
All right, if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Peace.